I'm back, and it's the real me this time, I promise. The last 2 weeks have been wild. Before I get started, I'm going to recognize that many of you that follow me on this channel probably have no idea what the hell's going on, because I know a lot of you don't have Twitter, and that's mainly where you would have found out what was happening. I had no way to communicate with any of my YouTube viewers that weren't on Twitter or Facebook or Patreon or Instagram. My channel got hacked. The last 2 weeks, I have not had access to my channel. So this video is going to be broken into multiple parts, and I urge you to watch the whole thing because I'm going to talk about exactly what happened, what I'm going to do in the future to keep it from happening again. And I know many of you are wondering what's going to happen with all the Halloween content I have planned. When's the next video going up? I'm going to talk about everything. You may have noticed some weird activity on my channel the last couple of days. The Friday the 13th stream from like 2 weeks ago got uploaded, which I never really intended for that to go public. It was just an extra thing I did. A bunch of other live streams I had planned for the future got uploaded and disabled immediately, and people kept DMing me that the videos weren't working. It's because nothing was there. It was just the thumbnail. And then some weird Family Guy footage popped up on my channel. That was an attempt of the hacker to get the channel shut down by copyright strikes. Let's go back 2 weeks to what happened. You guys remember I was talking about a sponsor that I turned down because the product wasn't working properly, and I basically told them, you know what, I don't want anything to do with you, come back when your shit's working. They're the ones that did it. And I've uncovered a ton of information since then. How my channel got hacked is a deep rabbit hole. So I'm not going to sit here and go over every single detail because I've explained it multiple times for 2 weeks and it would bore you. I'll give you the brief version of events. About 3 weeks ago, or a little more, I don't know, I get an email from someone claiming to be some software development company, wants me to check out their software and put out content advertising it. Turns out this software was fake. There is no such thing. It basically downloaded malware onto my browser. And from that alone, they were able to get in my channel, change the account to a brand account, and make themselves the managers and kick me out of my channel. So the last time when I streamed the Friday the 13th stream, as soon as I logged out, they were able to get in my channel. And I woke up to an email saying, you are no longer an owner of GamerThumb TV. There's so much crap that happened in between. I don't even know where to continue the story. And I want to reiterate one thing. Going back and looking at the old emails I received from this potential sponsor, there are some red flags that should have tipped me off. Alright, I'll say this. As a YouTube creator, as you grow, you start getting flooded with emails from big companies reaching out to you, small unknown companies reaching out to you, individual creators saying, hey, please try my game, and it's clearly not ready to show. So there's a lot of emails I get on a constant basis offering me, hey, do this and we'll pay you this. 99% of the time I turn them down because I'm not going to advertise something to my viewers that I don't believe in. Out of all the offers I've ever had, I've only accepted one, which was the M Classic HDMI adapter. And I actually tried it and really liked it. And I wanted people to know about it. I've turned down everything else. So there's someone that's not a YouTube creator that thinks, well, that's suspicious. Someone's offering you money for making a video. That's not unusual in the YouTube world at all. You just have to be careful about what companies you're working with. And I'm definitely going to be more careful in the future because clearly I don't want this happening again. So everything did seem legitimate. I mean, I've had this Chinese company has been emailing me nonstop to review their product. And they actually sent me a gaming chair once. And it was so cheap that I was like, you know, I'm calling this off. I'm not advertising this to my viewers. I had another company send me 2 USB microphones that were supposed to be for the ultimate game streamer. I tried both of them. I thought they were both pretty terrible quality. So I told them no. And that's actually what happened with this company. I basically told them, if I'm trying to download this and it's not working properly, I'm not going to advertise this to my viewers. Whenever you have your shit together, come back and maybe we'll talk then. So here's where the story gets crazy. This son of a bitch emails me asking me for 450 Bitcoin to return my channel. It could have been $1 and I wouldn't have given him anything. So that's essentially what I've been dealing with for the last 2 weeks. A scammer was holding my channel hostage for money. I basically started a shitstorm on Twitter every single day, nonstop. Because that's the only way to get help from YouTube, which I'm going to talk about that. I've got words for YouTube on that. I've been building this channel since early 2016. To have someone just come in and try to essentially steal that from you, The situation sucked. It was important to me at the same time that people didn't feel sorry for me. I've never been a person that takes things sitting down. So when this happened, I didn't get sad, I didn't panic, I didn't freak out. It was just time to go to war. So I started tagging Team YouTube on Twitter, other creators, the CEO of YouTube, just nonstop blasting them. It got their attention, and I was able to get help. I was only down 12 days, which is a lot. It really is. You guys know I do this full time, so realistically, it's going to hurt financially for this month, because imagine not working for 2 weeks. The outpouring of support that came out of this was amazing. The amount of creators that came out to help me, the amount of viewers that came out to help me. I had viewers messaging me on Twitter asking me if I'm going to set up like a GoFundMe to help me out with bills this month, telling me they're going to give me money for the ransom. It's amazing that viewers would care that much that they would extend that kind of offer. And I appreciate it, but I would never take money from my viewers that way. It doesn't feel right to me. None of this was your fault. You guys shouldn't have to worry about any of that. The best way to help me as a channel just kind of get back up on my feet and get back to work is simply just watch my content. It's free and you might be entertained. Best thing you do is just watch. I do want to give out a couple thank yous because some people really did go out of their way to help me out when they saw the situation I was in. First person I want to thank is another creator, Mekel, Kasanova, who I know is watching this, and he's going to tell me later that I didn't have to shout him out, but I'm going to. Mekel is just a genuinely good human being that cares about others. I've known him for about a year now. We actually met in person at E3 and hung out like we were buddies forever. I mean, the guy has become one of my best friends. We talk every single day, pretty much. Right when I told him this happened, he just bounced up and started informing people that he knows personally, other creators, people in the industry, people that he believed could help, while he himself helped me out on Twitter by sharing the news and letting people know what was going on. Without Mekel, some of the connections I made during this that actually got me help would not have happened, and I probably still would be sitting here without a channel. So Mekel, thank you. I love you, man. I also want to thank Rogue Dragon. He's a longtime viewer and supporter of this channel. Almost every day, Rogue Dragon was going on my channel and going through comments, letting me know of any weird changes. I mean, he was on top of things, letting me know all the weird stuff that this hacker was trying to do. So to have a viewer like that on the channel that cares so much, that they're taking time out of their day to make sure people are aware that it wasn't me on the channel, it was just awesome. So thank you, Rogue Dragon. And a couple more quick ones to go around. Think Noodles is another YouTube creator. He helped me by getting in touch with his YouTube partner manager. Coffee Breaks is another YouTube creator that actually interviewed me for a show on his channel. So thank you for covering my story. Another creator I want to thank is Tipster. He runs the channel Tipster News. He gets a lot of shit for being a news/drama channel, but one thing I could say about him is that when I reached out to him, he contacted me back while he was on vacation. And he still shared my story on Twitter. He just did a small segment on it on a show. But Tipster genuinely does care about the YouTube community and issues that creators face. And he's actually the one that helped me even figure out how this happened. Because when I was speaking to him, I had no clue how it happened. And he started asking me questions because he covered the story that happened with Twoon, another YouTube creator, that fell victim for the same thing. And he was out of commission for 6 weeks. So based on my conversation with Tipster, I was able to deduce how I got hacked. Twoon also helped spread the word on Twitter. One Angry Gamer wrote a whole article on it on his website. And I haven't forgotten you, Toy Bounty Hunters. Toy Bounty Hunters is another YouTube channel that he actually posted a whole video about it on YouTube. He's been sharing it on Twitter too. And the last one I want to thank was Boogie2988. And that one's kind of funny because I was tagging him and people were tagging him in all my tweets. I was kind of throwing a little bit of shade there at YouTube saying, hey, you guys help Boogie real quick. What about me? And he happened to respond one day and explain how he got helped, and he tagged Team YouTube. The next day, I get a response from them. That's actually something helpful. And within like a day after that, I had my channel back. So overall, just a widespread thank you to everybody. If I didn't mention you by name, it's just the fact that there's way too many people to thank. I don't want to focus too much on the actual hackers because they're just human garbage. I mean, let's be real. They're trash. So they don't really deserve a lot of attention. But I do want to explain how they operate because this is a widespread issue. Way more widespread than I thought it was. Creators are getting their accounts hijacked more than ever now. These people are based out of Romania and Russia. Basically what they do, and almost word for word in these emails, they offer between $100 to $500 for a certain amount of time in a video. They use PC software with all kinds of made-up names. With mine, it was Auto Faucets. With another YouTuber I know, it was Pole Boost, I think it was. So if you get an email like that for some kind of PC optimization software, delete it, don't respond to it, because it's these people. They hijack channels, sell them on a website called Epic NPC, and they just go around doing it to multiple people. Since this happened to me and it went so public, I've had so many YouTubers reaching out to me begging for help because they've been sitting for weeks having their channels hijacked. And I had no clue it was such a widespread thing. So please be careful and protect yourself. And so how do you protect yourself? There's some basic things to do. Basic things that I should have been doing that I didn't even think about because I didn't think something like this could happen to me. Nobody does until it happens. If you're a serious content creator on YouTube, two-factor authentication, it's not enough. Boogie had two-factor authentication and he still got hacked. You have to do more than that. A big problem I had that I didn't realize was a problem was that my business email that I have publicly pinned on my Twitter, well, at the time, was the same one I used to log in. So that's already one thing they knew. They knew what my YouTube login was because it's the same one I post publicly. That's changed now. I took care of that. So if you have any email listed publicly, make sure that's not the one you're using for your YouTube login. Use different passwords for everything. I basically had the same password for YouTube, for Facebook, for Twitter, just for convenience, you know? So he did get access to my Facebook, but I was able to kick him out of that immediately because I already had an idea what was going on. So I kind of cornered him only being able to access YouTube. Make sure you use long, complicated passwords, different one for every single thing. Even if you can't remember all of it, have it saved in a secret document somewhere that's protected also. On your Google account, set up the two-factor authentication, but not just the cell phone. Make sure you set up all the different features they have. They've got Google Authenticator that generates random PIN codes. So just go through the whole list and do it all. Now, one thing that was recommended to me by Think Noodles, which I didn't even know it existed, was a physical key. I actually ordered a Google Titan. It's an actual physical USB drive. So whenever I do my two-factor authentication on YouTube, it'll ask me to insert that drive. So let's say a hacker does get through. When it asks them for that, they're not going to be able to get in because I have the physical key. I picked one up for like 25 bucks on the Google store. Now, you don't have to get a Google one. There's multiple different brands that make these password keys. But this experience, the bright side is that it was a very big learning experience for me. I saw how little protection I actually had set up. And I think that's most creators. You get comfortable, you think you're safe until something happens. You really have to take multiple steps, have multiple layers of security. So if anyone learns anything from what happened to me, just please be vigilant about everything you do. But the final thing I'll say on the hackers is you kind of fucked with the wrong channel, because I don't take these kind of things sitting down. And I actually know plenty of information on them. I'm just going to show you the backside of this because it's got my personal info on it. But I filed an FBI report. I actually called my regional FBI office, described the whole situation. They straight up told me it's exactly something they handle, but I have to go online to file a complaint to, what are these people called? IC3. That's their division that handles internet crimes internationally and domestically. So I filed a 3-page FBI report. All the details of what happened and every single thing I know about the hackers and every way of communication I had with them, it's in here. Whether something's actually going to happen legally or not to them, realistically, I don't know. That's not my concern at this point. I did my duty to report it, and I'm going to move on with my life. Alright, now that all of that is out of the way, where does this leave the channel? What's going to happen with all this Halloween content? So let me explain something that's already obvious. The whole 31 days of Gamer Thumb TV, a video every day in Halloween, it's pretty much ruined. We're almost to the end of the month already, right? I had a lot of it done, but a lot of the work that I was doing, I had to just completely put on hold because every single day I was getting in touch with creators. I was trying to blow this story up. It was just non-stop on top of my real life responsibilities. So I just had no time. Basically the last 2 weeks, I've barely touched any content creation. But I've been planning everything on a calendar. If you could read anything on here, just ignore it for now. These are just ideas right now. So I sat down one day and I thought, all right, let's assume I get my channel back by November. How's that month going to look? So here's what we're going to do. I know a lot of my viewers were excited about all the Halloween content, so these hackers aren't going to win. Nothing is canceled. I repeat, nothing is canceled. I'm still going to give you that content that I wanted to do. However, I just don't have the time to make it an everyday thing. That whole schedule's ruined. So for all of this to work and for me to finish the Castlevania timeline, I'm going to have to move everything to like 2 to 3 uploads a week, apart from live streams, that's separate. But just uploads 2 to 3 times a week, because there's stuff in November that I also wanted to cover, which is now going to clash. See, this is the thing about being a YouTube creator with planning. If I plan to review this and this on a certain day, but this doesn't get done or gets delayed, it pushes into these things, then next thing I know, I have like 5 projects deep that I have to work on. So to top off this month, there's going to be the Killer Clowns from Outer Space review. I'm going to post that probably tomorrow. They Didn't Ruin Halloween Night. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I'm going to cover that on Halloween. I'm actually going to upload that in the morning. So that's going to be the Halloween review. Now, in November, I know the question everyone wants to know. When's the next part of the Castlevania timeline? So, to make this work, along with the other content, I'm probably going to have to release each part bi-weekly. So, as of right now, I'm planning to have Castlevania Timeline Part 4 up by Saturday, November 2nd. I could probably do that. I'll keep you guys updated on the community tab as progress goes. But keep in mind, there's other stuff I want to do too. And then the next Castlevania Timeline will probably be like 2 weeks later. And between all that, you guys will get all the other Halloween content I want to do, plus what I want to do for November. One thing I'm really excited about for November on... Yeah, I think the 12th is when Disney Plus starts. The Mandalorian, the Star Wars show. I saw the trailer for it. I'm actually really excited about that show. I want to do a weekly review for that. They're actually airing that once a week. So every week in November, I'm going to be doing a review on that. Jedi Fallen Order, we're going to cover that. We're going to do another Mortal Kombat character video. Sorry, I know I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at my calendar for the stuff I have. And like I said, all the Halloween stuff will be mixed in there. So... for those of us asking when's the next part of the Castlevania timeline, unfortunately, I can't give you what I wanted to do, which was just have it all done by October. All of this stuff, I'm planning to kind of stretch it out from now through the end of the year. By the end of December, beginning of 2020, all this stuff will have been completed. It'll be a fresh start, and then we can move forward from there. And, oh my god, I almost forgot to mention, we hit 50,000 subs while I was hacked. So I gotta figure out a day to celebrate that. I know... everyone's been asking me, "Wait, what are you going to do for 50K? I'll probably stream Battletoads or something. I got to plan something out. I've been so busy with this whole situation that I didn't even think about that. People were sending me messages, "Hey, you hit 50K, congrats." And I was like, all right, well, thanks. I don't have my channel. I can't really tell people. But yeah, we hit the goal. Next goal is 100K. Let's see if we can make that happen by December 2020. That's the next goal. Once again, for those that were aware of what was going on in my channel, thank you for your patience. I know it sucks having to wait so long for content. I'm going to have to take a couple days to just kind of go through all the videos, make sure nothing is too messed up. I need to lock everything down and secure it. I'm still working on all that. So it'll take me a couple days to kind of get back on my feet. Now, Friday, tomorrow, I'm still streaming. So I'll be back to streaming for 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to finish up Blasphemous, finally. And to those that weren't aware of any of this going on, well, that's what happened. I got hacked. I got kicked off my own channel for 2 weeks. I know I have to take some personal responsibility because I wasn't properly protected on my channel. However, there's no reason that a creator should take 2 weeks to get his channel back. Some have been waiting way longer. I know a guy 7 weeks deep that still hasn't had help. There's just no excuse for it. There's no way to communicate. If this happens to you in the future for creators out there, the way you're going to get help is being as loud as possible on Twitter and constantly staying on top of YouTube. Tag big creators, tag the CEO, tag Team YouTube. Do not let them forget you. That's how I got help so quickly. And it still took 2 weeks. You got to do better, YouTube. You got to do better. For special cases like this, there needs to be some point of contact. Every time creator support messaged me back, they had no updates. They didn't know what was going on. It's like nobody that actually deals with these issues communicates with creator support. It blows my mind on so many levels that something like this could take this long. And the fact that it's so easy for someone to rip your channel away, if they can get into your channel, they don't need to prove they're you to change ownership of your channel. Why the hell is it that easy? There needs to be another form of authentication. If you're actually going to a YouTube account and changing the ownership to another individual, shouldn't you have to fax in some form of ID, some form of verification that they know it's you? It's insane. Having said that, I do still need to thank YouTube because at the end of the day, they still got my channel back with what seems to be very little damage, so I do have to extend a sincere thank you to them. But you gotta do better. It's taught me a lot, and I'm going to bust my ass to make sure that this doesn't keep happening to other creators. I've reached out to a couple of people that it's happened to, and I'm trying to share their story on Twitter too, trying to get them in touch with the right people. It's got to stop happening. You shouldn't have to be on a platform where someone could just come in and steal years of work in a second. And if it does, there should be a quick way for you to get your channel back, as long as you could identify you are who you are. But that's all I really have to say on everything. I'm back. And I'm never fucking leaving again. You can be damn sure of that. I'll see you in the comment section, and I'll see you on stream tomorrow. Since you made it to the end of this video, I assume you enjoyed it, so why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, links in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel, you can join my Patreon or become a channel member. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.